Hi everyone, welcome to Lilybugs Library. My name's Linda, and it's time for my March TBR. So this one, I gave it a bit of thought, and we'll see how many of these I get read. Because really, what I try to do for March, even though I know it's a lot of different things to people, there's March mystery and mayhem, and there's all kinds of things. But for me, March is my birthday month, so I try to read books that have kind of been on my TBR and I really wanted to get to, and they kind of didn't really fit necessarily anywhere else. So we're going with that. So the first one that I chose was Daughters of the Bamboo Grove. And this one sounded really interesting. It's a true story. Yeah, I'm sure it's a true story. About two twins that were separated at birth. One has grown up in China, one in the US. And it's all about when China had the one child policy, and a lot of girls got adopted and ended up many places. Including a friend of mine who adopted at different times, adopted two girls from China. And this has a lot of things to do with all the things about international adoption and the assumptions that some people hold about it. And anyway, I'm interested to dive in and see how the author handles the subject and what she has to say about it. So looking forward to that one. The next one is called When Crickets Cry. And I chose this one because it's by the same man who wrote another book that I read, whose name I can't remember. I mean, his name is Charles Martin, but I don't remember what the book was called. Anyway, but I really enjoyed the book, so I thought I'd try another one of his. So this one is about a southern town and a spirited 7-year-old who has a brisk business at her lemonade stand. But she's got an ugly scar on her chest. And so then her latest customer says a bearded stranger drains his cup and heads to his car, his mind on a boat he's restoring. The stranger understands more about the scar than he wants to admit. And the beat up bread truck careening around the corner with its radio blaring is about to change the trajectory of both of their lives. It says before it's over, they'll both know there are painful reasons why crickets cry and that miracles lurk around unexpected corners. So that one sounds like it might be a heartbreaker, but it sounds really good, and I'm interested to see where they take it. And the next one, I keep seeing it places and thinking, that sounds like it would be good. So this one is called Miss Pearlie's Girls. And it's a family drama about four estranged sisters who have to go back home to rural Arkansas when their mother is diagnosed with a terminal illness. So their mother, of course, wants them to repair their relationship with each other, and they're having a hard time doing that. So we'll see how that turns out for the family. The next one is another nonfiction. This one is called One Day Everyone Will Have Been Against This. And this is talking about the deep fracture between Black, Brown, Indigenous Americans, as well as the upcoming generation, and how they've clung to a thread of faith in Western ideals. Hello. How are you, Dudley? And so this is about what it means to live in the West and what it means to be run by a small group of countries. And so this is basically written by, I believe it was written by a man who, it was like a breakup letter for him living in the US. And so it was quite heartfelt, I think. So we'll see what that's about. And I'm interested to read where that goes. So the next one is historical fiction, and this one is a Genevieve Graham novel. And if you've been on here more than a minute, you know how much I like her. So this it's called Tides of Honor, and it's about, it says in 1916, the last thing Nova Scotian soldier Danny Baker expects to find in war-torn France is the love of his life. Audrey Poulin is alone in the world and struggling to survive the war in the French countryside. When Audrey and Danny meet and fall in love, it seems like the best version of fate, but love is only the beginning, as Danny loses a leg in the Battle of the Somme and returns home to Halifax with Audrey, only to discover that he's unable to leave the war behind. And so it's about their struggles with all of that, and that sounds really good. Um, my children's great grandfather passed away in France during World War One, and so it's always been an interesting part of history in our family. So the Dudley, you are just dying to get on top of my laptop, aren't you? Here, let me shove it back a little bit so you have a little more room. Okay, are you happy now? You're getting your 5 minutes of fame. No, you don't need to lick me. All right, have a seat. All right, so the next one I pre-ordered, and I've been waiting for it to come out, and I'm quite excited. So it's The Astral Library by Kate Quinn. So this one is really quite a departure for her from what she normally does. So this one is about Alexandria, they call Alex. She really likes books rather than people. She finds people let her down, books do not. And so she takes nightly refuge in the reading room at the Boston Public Library. And one day she stumbles on a hidden door, and behind the door is the librarian. And he's an ageless old guardian of the library. And so she starts to find out that she can go into the books and that it's interesting to her and not quite what she thinks that it's going to be. So we'll see how that plays out. So the next one is look, I don't know if you can see his little face, but I'm basically like got his head in my hands and I'm rubbing his head and he's just in sheer bliss. So show you his little face if we can here. There you can see him just kind of living his best life. Oh my. All right. So the next one is The Medicine Woman of Galveston. And this one's a story, says it's a story of women in medicine, found family, and conquering fear. And so it's about a former doctor and her disabled son that join a traveling medicine show. And it says they're on a collision course with the deadliest natural hurricane in American history, the Galveston Hurricane of 1900. Now, I, for one, have never heard of the Galveston Hurricane of 1900. Maybe if you live in Galveston, you've probably heard of it. But anyway, I'm interested to see what happens to these people. So the next one is called Nettle and Bone, and this one is about Mara, who has watched her sisters suffer at the hands of an abusive prince. This one is a fantasy. So it says she is the shy, convent-raised third-born daughter and has finally realized no one is coming to their rescue. So seeking help from a powerful grave witch, which I don't know what that is, Mara is offered the tools to kill a prince if she can complete 3 impossible tasks. And it says, but of course, that's only the beginning. She's joined by the grave witch, a reluctant fairy godmother, a strapping former knight, and a chicken possessed by a demon. So that sounds like quite a story. I don't know what to think of that one. Maybe I'll love it, maybe I won't, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And the last one is an arc that I need to get read sooner rather than later. And I'm looking forward to it. I absolutely love the cover. I think it's adorable. And it's called Whose Body in the Library? And it says, when Lucy McNeil is enjoying her new job as the mother of twin boys and library director, new librarian Nichelle Gilchrist has just arrived at the Bodie Island Lighthouse Library, reporting for duty. But life throws a wrench on her plans the first day when she finds a body on the steps, a body that bears a startling resemblance to her father, who disappeared on a fishing trip to the Outer Banks 38 years ago. So that's not what you want on your first day of work or any day of work. So yeah, that sounds really intriguing. I'm dying to know if it is her father, if where he's been for 38 years, what he's doing there. So yeah, they all sound really good, and something I really think I'll connect with for the most part. Some of the nonfiction, you just, well, I mean fiction too, but nonfiction I find it's hit or miss for me. Sometimes I can be really interested in it, sometimes not so much. Now, will I get all of those read? I don't know. It really depends on life. You know? I mean, sometimes it's you feel like you have time to read a lot, other times it's just super busy. I mean, thankfully, since most of those are on my Kindle, I can take it with me wherever I go and whatever I'm doing. So I fit it in where I can. So that's it for me. That's what is going to be happening in March. I'm, um, yeah, it should be a good month, and I'm looking forward to it. And we have had so much snow. I'm also looking forward to spring. So, send me all your spring vibes. I'm hoping that that we get an early spring. Although I think I heard that our we have a groundhog in this area, and I think I heard that he was frozen into his hole and couldn't come out on Groundhog Day, which I'm not sure what that means for the weather, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing good. So I hope wherever you are, I hope you're having a good day, and I hope that you are safe and warm. And I will talk to you soon. And Dudley, you can say goodbye. Say goodbye. Bye to the peoples. He says, yeah, leave me alone, Mom. All right. Talk to you soon, friends. Bye bye.